Okay, so you went to the Getting Started page, you clicked on this link, and now that I don't know that I'll post another video in section one. I don't think it's necessary. I think everything's self-explanatory. I probably don't even need this one. I should have just made the other one longer, but anyway, I'm glad you clicked on this. The Getting Started page is exactly that. It talks a little bit about the class, tells you what to expect, when things are going to be posted, when they're due, that sort of thing. And then below this, if you scroll down, I'd like you to get to know me a little bit. So I have my bio sketch here, a little photo you can take a look at. I think it's nice to know who it is that's sitting behind the screen talking to you here. Try to make it a little more personable. The syllabus is right here. Please print the syllabus, read through it. I have a syllabus quiz worth, actually, let's see, it says 10 points here, but I think I made it worth 15. It's either 10 or 15 points. It says 10 right there. It's been a while since I've made it, but the syllabus quiz it'll be a breeze. It's open notes. Just look at your quiz, or look at the syllabus, take the quiz, and you should get 10 points right off the bat. Basically, it's just to get you to read the quiz, read the syllabus here. And then next, I want you to click on this thread and create a little thread here and share a little bit about yourself. Tell me and the rest of the class, everybody will get to see this. Tell us all a little bit about yourself. I want to get to know you guys as best I can as well, even though this is kind of an online, impersonable environment. And I'll give you, again, I think it's 10 or 15 points for this as well. So you'll start out with at least 20 points right off the bat just from this exercise. So you'll be starting off well, and we'll get to know each other a little bit. And then next, go to section one. And what I'd like to do is introduce to you these different sections. Now, they're all organized the same way. So when you click on section one, at the top, it'll tell you what the topics are, okay, for this section. And you have a week to complete each section. So there's 6 weeks in the summer course. You'll have a week for each section. The topic will be at the top. A little bit of instructions on what to do, and then the due dates. Now you can turn in your assignments at any time you want to before the due date or up to that point at the due date. If you're a little late, I'll take it too, okay? If you're really late, I'll take it as well, but I will deduct points if it's late. So if it's a day or two late, I'll probably take off I'll take off some points, but I'll still accept them. So please turn in everything so that you get credit for it. So some instructions up here, some dates and times and that sort of stuff. And then all the assignments are down here, and they're kind of in this order. I would suggest the last thing that you do is take the quiz. The quiz is open notes. You have 60 minutes to do it. I think everybody's going to do fine on these quizzes. However, I want you to know that everything you do in here, since this is really a writing-based course and it's not a fill-in-the-blank or multiple choice type thing, I really want you to consider your writing. Spelling counts, proper grammar, sentence structure, those types of things. I won't pick on you for little errors, but if your ideas don't make sense, or if there's lots of typos and there's really poor structure, sentence structure, your ideas aren't really developed, that's where you'll miss some points. Or if you're missing some major concepts. I'll get into that in a minute. But so what you'll need to do is watch these lectures. So and this you're going to look at this and go, oh crap, what did I get into? These are only 15 minutes long at most. They're 15 minutes or shorter. Some of them are much shorter. And then I have some YouTube videos here as well for you to watch. So, and believe it or not, this section has the most lectures, much more than all the other sections. They're much shorter than this. So there's about maybe almost 2.5 hours worth of content here. And I hope that doesn't scare you off. I hope it doesn't make you angry or frustrated or anything, because all the other sections have much fewer, much less content, lecture content here. But I think in an online class it's good to have that. I've seen online classes that have no lecturing, nothing like that. It's all point and click, and I just think it's good that you hear the professor explain some of these concepts that you're reading about in the book. So let me go back. So make sure you watch all those lectures. Now you're going to have a study guide for each section, and this study guide, let me open it here. This study guide is to prepare you for the quiz. Well, and it's to help you understand the material and get to know the material, but you can use this for the quiz. And this is a Word document. You can just type your answers right there if you'd like to, but it will direct you. And you're not going to find all the answers in the textbook, although they're there. Most of them are there, but you need to watch the lecture. And let me pause this. Somebody's calling me. Okay. So my lectures follow this format. So I start with the introduction, sources of law, chapter 1, and so you'll see these pop up as you listen to the lecture, and you'll see this material pop up. Let me go back here somewhere. There we go. You'll see it in the lectures. You'll see it in the textbook, in the chapters here, and you'll see it in the reading assignments. And so you're going to see it over and over and over again. And that's really my objective, is for you to see and do things over and over again. In an online class, I think that's probably one of the best ways to help students remember things, rather than just rote memorization. You just see it over and over and over again. You do not have to turn in the study guide, but you will need to complete that study guide if you want to do well on the quiz. And the study guide, the quiz is open notes, so you can have the study guide sitting right there with all of your answers to answer the quizzes. All the quizzes are short answers. There's only 4 questions. The quizzes are worth 40 points. They're short answers, but you have to integrate and think about your response. It's not just here's this crummy response. It needs to be thoughtful. It needs to be detailed. And it needs to be fairly comprehensive. You need to make sure you answer that question in detail. Use the study guide. Now, of course, there's only 4 questions here, and you think, well, there's so much on the study guide. Why do I need that? Well, you only have 60 minutes to do the quiz. You don't know what's going to be on the quiz. A lot of these questions incorporate multiple parts of the study guide. Okay, so make sure you complete that study guide before you take the quiz. And then I have reading assignments. And again, the first section is probably the busiest of all the sections. I think it's to warm you up. It's to shock you. It's like jumping out of the boat into the cold water. And then everything else is going to seem fairly straightforward and fairly easygoing as you get into sections 2 through 6. So the reading assignments, for example, this one, section 1 is Introduction to Environmental Law and Sources of Law and the Environmental Movement. And so I have reading assignments associated with that. This one is about the Constitution of the United States. So you have a link to the Constitution and the Bill of Rights, which of course is part of the Constitution, and you'll answer these questions and submit your responses. And then I have some more reading assignments. I think you'll really enjoy this one. The first one is a reading assignment from the chapter. And basically what these look like, let me just open this up if you haven't done this already. It's just a series of questions. Now, I got to double check and make sure that the pages match in the new text. So your copy may or may not have these page numbers. If it does, then this will help direct you to where the answers might be. If it doesn't, you're going to have to find them on your own because these are page numbers from the older text, and so I got to make sure that those page numbers match. Okay, and you'll submit your chapter reading question responses using the proper link. And then I have a chapter, 2 chapters from Aldo Leopold's book, the Santa County Almanac. You'll start with Thinking Like a Mountain and read through that one and Escudilla, and then you'll submit your responses here. Okay, so 2 reading assignments. So like I said, there's quite a bit of reading and responding, and so make sure you really develop your ideas. You put some thought into your responses. They're detailed, and you provide some evidence, and you structure your writing in an effective way, and there's no grammatical errors and typos and things like that. So this is the typical format of a section. Okay, and like I said, if you want to do all this the first day on a Monday morning or Sunday, Monday morning, Tuesday night, whatever it is, you can do that. It's going to take you, a good chunk of time, which it should. This is a condensed class, right? So you're getting a lot of work in 1 week, but it's very doable. And again, don't get overwhelmed, don't get panicked. Communicate with me. I'll work with you. and you can submit your responses, your assignments at any time, and take the quiz at any time before the due date. Again, if you're submitting stuff late, a day late, I'm going to take points off. It's going to, I'm going to dock your grade a little bit. But please do it. If you're an hour late or something, I'm not going to worry about that. So let me take you to section 2 and just give you kind of the lowdown, I guess, of section 2, so that you can kind of get a feel for how these things look. So again, the chapters up here. So now we're getting into the specific chapters in the textbook, some instructions, the due dates, lectures here. So fewer lectures than last time. The study guide, I have an assignment. I think you'll enjoy this one. Some really cool videos about wolfram introduction in Idaho, and some really interesting readings for that. And you'll submit your responses using the link at the bottom, which is how all of these are organized. Let me show you the next one. So here's some more assignments. Section 2 is a little assignment heavy, but then it lightens up at the end of the semester in the last 2 sections. But so here's your chapter 2 reading assignment, and you're going to do a kind of an internet search and answer some questions here, and then you submit these together, or you submit. Oh, actually, I need to make a link here for this one. You need to submit your responses using these links. Okay, so let me go back to section 2. So watch the lectures with this in hand, answer the questions, complete the assignments, and then take the quiz. I think you'll do fine, because all these things build on each other and will help you with the quiz. And the quiz might cover some of this information as well, so make sure that you do everything first. Okay. All right, and I'll just skip ahead and show you one more, and then we'll wrap it up here. It's probably overkill, but why not? So again, this is section 5 towards the end. Covers the Endangered Species Act, Public Trust, chapter 10, some instructions and due dates. We have your lectures here. So make sure you watch those. Reading assignments. This one's actually a podcast. You'll listen to a podcast about the Endangered Species Act and write a response to that. And then take the quiz. So this is the pattern, okay, for each of these sections. Make sure you read through everything very carefully. Make sure you cover everything. If you're missing something, you can go and look at your grades, and if there's something missing, then you need to go back through these sections and find out whatever it is you're missing and make sure you complete that. The best thing to do is complete everything as you go along. That's why I open them up one at a time. I used to open them up 2 or 3 at a time, and students would work ahead and they'd be all over the place and it'd be kind of chaotic. So I try to get things done by the due date so you don't miss any points. Please communicate with me regularly. Let me know if you have any questions or concerns. I'm here to help you. I think I've covered everything that you need to know to get started. So go to the Getting Started page, complete these initial assignments, and then move along. I hope you have a great time. I hope you enjoy the class, and good luck with everything.